Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're working in the side garden, laying out the fence. Pup, it's finally time we replace the fence here in the side garden. Now we had a fence down here before, but a big maple tree just like this one fell on it and took out about half of that fence. And the rest of it was getting kind of old, so we just took it out completely. But it is now time that we get a new fence in here so we can start framing out the garden and figuring out some new plantings. Before we get in here and do all the plantings, I want to get the background done, which is going to be the fence. Pup, and you're taking it easy today. You got to rest that foot. Now the side garden is where we have the platform feeder for the ASMR wild bird feedings. I try and put out some nature ASMR of the wild birds feeding out here, and I recently just did one, but it was a pretty slow bird day, so I didn't end up putting that one out. But the weather's warming up and the birds are getting more active out here, so we should be able to get some more feeding videos. But before too much gets growing here, we want to try and get this fence in place. Now I think I might have to start with some cleanup here on the fence line so we have an easy place to work. But we're going to be running the fence all the way from the road there straight down this line to where the vegetable garden starts. So I think we need to get the weed whacker out here with a blade on it and chop down a lot of this old growth. It's just mostly woody weeds here. So I think we're going to clean this up first, and then I'll get my dad's help to string a straight line. Pup. And with Maverick hanging out here a lot, it's going to be helpful to have a fence all the way around the property. Echo Pup's managed his whole life not to run away without a fence. Puppy, 'cause you're a good boy. But it is Sunday, so we're going to try and take it easy, but we still want to make some progress today. Pup, you can just relax. And once we get this fence up, we're going to start getting some evergreen plantings in here so we can make a green wall. We have some Thuja green giants down here by the side garden, but going all the way out to the road, I want to put some more evergreens. We have some Norway spruce up in the nursery we can use, because I'd much rather see green trees than all these houses out here. Pup. Let's get to works. right, pup, this is looking much better out here. Getting this opened up so we actually have a place to work. I'm also gonna have to prune down these hydrangeas because I want to move them in a little bit so we can get an evergreen row behind them. And this would be a good time to trim them. But we gotta stay focused, pup, one thing at a time here. And I guess the weed whacker's up at my brother's, so I had to do everything with the hedge trimmers here. But we'll see if we can get a line strung up here. Well, pup, we got the string line ran. I had to do a little bit more cleanup there on the edge to get the string to run straight. And I chopped down a little bit more of these rows of Sharons here, but there's still not going to be enough to keep them off the line. So my dad already started the backhoe, and we're going to bring it over here and get these pulled out. It's a little bit too close to the sewage line and the water line for us to dig these out, so we're just going to yank them out. So we're going to have to move the string here for a minute. We're going to park the backhoe out on the road, and we're going to try and yank these out without any damage. We definitely don't want to damage the Royal Empress tree. Huh, pup? You want to ride in the backhoe? Yeah, keep an eye on Gam Gam. She's out walking with the neighbor. pup, we got the auger. It was stored up here at the barn. I'm gonna take it down to the fence line. We got the Rose of Sharon's pulled out and we have the string line straight where we want the fence. And the bottom 3 feet of the 4x4 post that we're gonna be putting in the ground, I did burn so we don't have as much rock get into the wood. I was gonna close this gate, but I have birds everywhere right now. Might as well just leave them all open. Oh, girls. Mamballs. Hanging out with your jumbo girl? Okay. We're working in the gardens today. What are you doing, ladies? Stay inside. Don't be following me out here. But I burnt the bottom 3 feet of the post that's going into the ground, but to help them keep from rotting even more, we're also going to be dipping them in a mixture of used motor oil and diesel fuel. Don't make this a habit, girls. Gardens are about to start to grow. Can't have chickens destroying everything. Oh, almost lost it. Pup, come on. That's property line. Pup, clean up. All right, pup, I think we're finished up for today. We got the 5th post in, and the method that we're using here is just burning the bottom of the post like I said, and then we're dipping the whole bottom of the post in a bucket of oil. That's used motor oil mixed with some diesel fuel. Try and seal up the bottom here, make sure the bugs don't want to eat any of it. And then to anchor some of the posts in, we are going to concrete them in. We're not going to be doing that to all of them, just a select few. Now this one's about 3/4 of the way down the fence line, so we threw some concrete in this hole too, but it's not enough. I have to top it off later. But as we get further down the line here, this one was actually a lot wetter than the other one, so it's filling up with water pretty quick already. Pup, pretty much anywhere on the property, if we dig a hole, it fills with water. Once I get all the posts in the ground, I'm going to take that motor oil and diesel mixture and take it all the way up the post, and we're going to seal the whole thing. But for now, we're just trying to get the line made. Hump up. We got the area cleaned up here, and we're starting to get a line made. So I'm going to have to continue working on these posts, just setting them every 8 feet as I can. We tried to space out these 2 posts 72 feet apart so I can just fill in the gaps in between. And this one is also 72 feet from the last one we set. So I have a lot of posts I'm going to need to set. But we did get started, and we have 3 of them to get going here. The first set is going to be an H post, kind of get everything solid. And then from there on, we're just going to be strapping 4 rails. And the first 3 here, we do have concreted in, but I think the rest of them in between these ones that we already have set today, I'm just going to be putting them into the dirt. I think it's going to be just fine that way with burning the posts. That's how we usually set everything. We just wanted to anchor some of these in a little bit more solid. And hopefully the concrete doesn't help make the bottom of the post rot. We're going to have a little bit of both. Some concrete, some dirt. And there's a lot more to do here. Hump up. It's probably another 72 feet before we even reach the vegetable garden. So that'll be for another day, pup. That's going to be all for this one. We're just getting started with a fence here in the side garden, getting some of the posts in the ground and getting the line laid out. And I'm going to be on this project bouncing around for a little while as we get seeds started for the season. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Good boy. Come on, pup.